Hey everyone, Brendan here from Goalorious. Today I'm super excited to be joined by Protocol AI. Thanks Adrian and thanks Emil for joining me today.
Hey, it's good to be here.
Good to be here too.
So cool. Thanks for spending the time. I've checked out your website and some of your white paper, and I thought your project was super interesting. So I appreciate you guys joining me today. Maybe we could start with maybe who you guys are in terms of the project, and then we could jump into what the project is about to start off with.
Yeah, so firstly, thanks for inviting us to your channel. We'd love to engage with the users about our project and get feedback on as much things as we can. So my name's Adrian Bagaj. I'm one of the co-founders of Protocol AI. I've got a background in investment management and trading. And so initially, early in my career, I worked as part of the investment team at an Australian fund manager in Sydney, which managed around $10 billion. And my role is basically picking stocks in the market. And there I learned a lot about what makes a good business and also how markets work. And then following on from that, I moved into prop trading, where I was able to use my knowledge of markets to build automated trading strategies across all major asset classes, which includes bonds, equities, forex, commodities, including agriculture, energy, and metals, and more recently, cryptos. So my role at Protocol AI is to sort of bring all of that trading knowledge and trading infrastructure into the team.
All right. Yeah, so Adrian and I have been algorithmic traders for about 10 years. We're brothers actually, so same last name, big I. I've got degrees in finance, computer science, and statistics. Near the end of my studies, I started building automated trading strategies in US equities. After that, I spent some time with proprietary trading firms in Sydney. And in the last 3 years, been focusing on crypto trading. I spend most of my time researching new strategies and building the trading infrastructure. Right now, I run a portfolio of market making strategies. And my role at Protocol AI is the trading systems engineer.
Cool. Yeah, it's great to talk to you with tons of background. I love it when I hear that. Obviously, it's great that you got the brothers, so you guys have been obviously known each other for a long time. But I think it's great that you have all this background and you're bringing it to the cryptocurrency space. I talked to a lot of projects, or I do reviews on this channel with projects that, teams that they don't know each other, the first time doing a project together. They don't have much experience. They're just like, hey, let's just do this project together. But I think your guys' background is awesome and definitely something that's needed in this space. So maybe if you guys could talk a little bit about what Protocol AI is, and then we can go on from there.
Yeah, so the idea behind Protocol AI is a platform that allows the everyday crypto user to run their own high-speed automated trading strategies in their own crypto exchange account or on their own blockchain address in a way similar to what a professional hedge fund or a professional trader might be doing at the current point in time. So we're really trying to turn something that's actually super, super complicated, which is running automated strategies, into something that's super simple with a drag and drop interface that anyone can use. And we want to do all of this while maintaining the spirit of decentralized finance and community governance, and trying to use AI to provide better results for this. We've been trading profitably ourselves for over a decade now, and we just love talking to traders about anything to do with trading and crypto. And what we've found is that a lot of discretionary traders and click traders that we speak to are constantly asking us to help them automate their strategies. So the whole idea behind Protocol AI is really just a way for us to help our friends and the broader crypto community get access to the tools that helps them compete effectively in the marketplace. Maybe Emil is probably best placed to talk about it from a more technical perspective.
Okay, so here's how the platform will work. So the user starts off by opening up a simulation engine. This is like a algo sandbox where the user can build their own algorithm in a really simple way. The simulation engine has trade-by-trade historical data for all the major exchanges. So they would start by selecting the exchange they want to trade on and the crypto product they want to trade. That could be a spot instrument or a future. And then the user selects from a list of signals that they think have predictive value for their crypto. So a signal is just some piece of information that our system tracks that can be used to help the user make a buy or sell decision. So signals could come from, for example, like Twitter sentiment, say like the number of times a crypto has been hashtagged in the last 24 hours, could be the price of another crypto like Bitcoin. Suppose you think that Bitcoin leads the market and all the other cryptos follow. You could look at volume traded, you could look at liquidations in the futures market and funding fees on swaps. By the way, if you hold the token, you get to vote on new signals that are added to the protocol. So our framework has a really simple way to add these signals together. So you don't have to just use one signal. When you add signals together, you get a lot more predictive power. So you select your crypto that you want to trade and then the signals that you want to test out. And then you can run a simulation on historical data on the platform to see how the algorithm would have performed in the past. And then we have a AI optimization tool that will optimize the strategy parameters either to maximize your profits or to minimize risk, depends on your preferences. So for example, if you want to limit your losses to 10% of your account, the AI will figure out how much capital to use to make as much profit as possible, but still trying to limit your losses to that 10%. The way the AI works is it runs a series of simulations and it figures out the best parameters to fit what you want. I think the best part of all this is that you don't have to really tell the algorithm when to buy or sell. It's sort of like built into the framework. You just need to select the crypto and the signals that you think are going to be important in predicting the price. And the AI will figure out the optimal buying and selling times.
Yeah, so a real world example of something that you might use the protocol for is you might be watching the news and watching Twitter and looking at your holdings in certain cryptos, and you may have noticed that whenever Elon Musk mentions a certain keyword, Dogecoin goes up a massive amount, right? So what you use the protocol AI system for is you can set up a signal parameter that says, I want to track Elon Musk's Twitter for certain keywords. And whenever he mentions this keyword, I want the system to trade on my behalf. So you set up that real world signal, and then the AI will say, okay, if you want to trade this particular signal, the best way to do this is to say, for example, 10 seconds after he says it, you want to buy and you want to hold for exactly 2 minutes. And if you cop a loss of X dollars, you want to instantly stop out. And the AI optimizes the perfect way to trade that. But it's really about combining the human intelligence of knowing which signals are important, because the AI will never know how important Elon Musk is to, say, Dogecoin right now. And at the same time, a human mathematically in their head can never figure out all the different permutations of the best way to trade.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that, first of all, that it's like super customizable, which is great. You guys could, like, the user makes the decisions on how much risk they want to take, and then the signals that they care about. And that's exactly, totally agree with you, where I've seen other platforms out there that are like, oh, just the AI will do everything for you. You don't have to do anything. I was like, wait, that doesn't make any sense. Like, I do think that the best platform is like a combination of it. They need to know what I want to do, what I want to look at, the token I want to look at, the person I want to look at, the signals, and then kind of make the best decision. So I think that makes a lot of sense. And you use the example of like based off your guys's previous experience and stuff like that, where people always assume that like hedge fund managers are always like, oh, they're like the best traders, things like that. I was just talking to a friend the other day that was like, oh, you're a crypto trader. I'm not gonna get advice from you. I'm gonna go for my hedge fund friend. I'm like, okay, sorry, I don't have that knowledge, but just a perception, like how do I get there? How do you get better? And this is not necessarily taking over, all the decisions and buying everything for you, but it's kind of acting as a helper and help making you eventually become a better trader. But the idea is that in the long run, you're not going to be able to like analyze all the data on your own. You're not going to be able to check everything, follow all the different. I'm not checking Twitter 24/7. You need some sort of platform that's going to help along the way. And I think Protocol AI is doing a bunch of these things, which is awesome. And I think that it's going to fit like a lot of different use cases. Like for me, I'm still consider myself fairly new trader. So I could see myself being like, well, I could use this because I don't have time to tracking everything. I just need someone to help guide me. Sure, I only want to potentially lose 10% or whatever like that. I want to set a limit. And I think you guys have set it up so that it can be used in that fashion, which I think is a good idea. So
Yeah, that sounds exactly right. That's exactly what we're going for. And the system runs 24/7 on the cloud. So, you just got to set up your strategy, and Protocol AI platform will take care of all the trading for you.
Yeah, and like you guys are sitting on data, like you're sitting on all the data and analyzing it. And if I don't look at a crypto project I'm invested in for like a week, I feel like I've lost all the knowledge in my head on like how did it go, what happened, things like that. But if there's ways to really collect that and really focus on it, because if you guys are like me, hopefully you're not me, and you're invested in 100 different projects or altcoins, and it's like, well, I can't keep track of all these things, but I do need a way to keep track of them so I know when to sell them or buy something else or make some sort of decision on it. There's so many times that I've been holding onto projects and they literally disappear and I didn't even sell because I haven't checked on it in a month. So I think a lot of things that you're doing is helping to prevent that. So maybe we could talk a little bit about the current stage of obviously the platform sounds great. Maybe you could talk a little about what's the current stage now, the current state of the platform, and then also maybe talking a little bit about the token. I know you mentioned that as well. Like what's the current stage, and then we'll after that we could go into a little bit about what's coming up in the near future.
Okay, so I'm running a portfolio of market making strategies right now, and basically the back end of Protocol AI is going to be the same infrastructure that I'm using. So the trade management and combining signals and the AI optimizer that we use, that's exactly what the user is going to get in Protocol AI. So that's where we're at in terms of progress. Like it's most of the hard work is done and it's almost good to go. We just got to put the front end together.
Cool. Yeah. And so I don't mean to get spoilers out of you. I always feel like asking, but is there a time frame on like in your roadmap on when you think that's going to happen? I think we're in Q2 now. So is it going to come within like this quarter, etc.? And then, I'll leave it at that first. Then maybe you could jump into a little bit about other things coming up on the roadmap.
Yeah. We're probably targeting third quarter this year for the first release of the app and the platform, and a point where users will be able to actually use the platform and start making their trades. We have our first round of private sales coming up next month. So, Adrian, do you want to talk a bit about the Ready token and what?
So the whole ecosystem is powered by what we call the Ready token. And the reason it's not Protocol AI token is simply because all the good names are taken. And ready is supposed to mean like we're ready to trade, we're fast.
I love the name Ready. The name
be
Ready is
high
really
speed.
cool. Yeah, definitely stands out. I like that.
So the holders of the token get access to all the protocol AI high-speed trading infrastructure, and it's sort of like the more tokens you hold, the greater the benefits you get from more access to cloud servers trading at high speed. If you hold more tokens, you get more exclusive strategies, faster backtest speeds, greater referral rewards, ability to trade more strategies and more instruments. And most importantly, holders of the token have the right to vote on which new signals should be added into the platform. And that's like one of the key features, is that the community sort of decides on what is important in trading. Because the people out there, they're the ones that are watching the news and they're the ones looking at the prices. They know what's causing things to move. And then they take part in advising sort of what should be built in next.
Yeah, I like that
So
idea a lot actually, because it's like, yeah, I see, because for me especially, like, I've been in crypto for a while, but definitely not as long as probably you guys or a lot of my viewers out there who've been a long time, and they probably know the different things, whether it's, yeah, Twitter or like Reddit or some sort of other signal that maybe we're just not thinking about. And it's great that you guys, and you said this is probably the first thing you guys said, is you guys are looking for feedback. You want to make something that people want and that people want to use, and it's literally just amplifying what they're already doing, making it easy for you. And I think it's great that the token is really just kind of powering this whole entire thing. So
yeah, and if you want to think about the token from a fundamental investor point of view, like what Warren Buffett might think, it's sort of like the demand for the token comes from the users who want to deploy the protocol AI algorithms to manage their crypto investments. And so the intrinsic value is therefore equal to the dollar value that the users gain in terms of profits when employing the algorithms. So there's a direct link between what it's actually worth and what value it's creating to the marketplace.
yeah. Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, yeah. Getting back to the roadmap though, like we got tons of things coming. So what I was talking about before is like the core feature, but so at the moment most volume happens on centralized exchanges. So that's where we're going to be deploying first. But in the future, when more volume goes to decentralized exchanges, we're gonna have essentially like a wallet and trading platform in one, where you can test your strategies and send orders all from like a wallet software. Yeah, so in that way, in the future, users are going to be fully in control of their funds. They won't have to leave their money in exchanges anymore. And we really want to be at the front of development on high speed chains. So like blockchains like Solana, Avalanche, and Cardano, where they can do lots of transactions per second and have a really short block time. Ideal for trading, because in trading, speed is crucial. So we're going to be targeting those really fast blockchains for deploying the algorithms in the future when we move to decentralized trading.
Yeah, I think that's cool. That, like I said, goes to my point about, you're really doing this for the user. You're not trying to fundamentally change everything that they're doing. Is you're just acting as like a helper, or like really helping them along the way and letting them customize where they want. So Solana, Polkadot, Avalanche, all projects that I'm really, and my community is really big fans of. So it's great that you guys are thinking like that and acting as like, hey, we're not going to force you go to one specific network that's so random, but we're trying to aid you in what you're currently doing now. We just want to improve on it and act as a tool versus like fundamentally changing everything that you're doing, which I think is smart. I think a lot of other platforms out there are like, yeah, just forget everything you know about it. Just give us your money and we're going to do everything. Just leave your money in here. Just ignore it. Our AI is going to do it. But I think from your guys' standpoint, you guys are thinking differently. which is a huge thing for my channel, is making people better, more informed traders, which I think everything that you guys are doing is helping them guide them in that direction.
Another thing that we're going to have available in the future is copy trading. So for example, if you're a professional trader in the community, you'll be able to have people subscribe to your trades. So the way that works is that if you're a professional trader, every time you make a trade, the platform will track that, and your subscribers will automatically copy those trades.
Yeah, that's awesome. Even for myself, like I'm not a pro trader, things like that. My example of like hedge fund people are supposed to be better than me. But the idea is that, yeah, I'm still in the learning phase of how to be the best, but I like the idea of copying people and then just like what you mentioned earlier, seeing how it works for yourself, right? Like that's part of like doing your own research, where it's like trade it, but don't like stick with it for 6 months to a year. If it's not working for you, obviously watch it, see if it works for you. If not, try something else. And I think that's definitely helps them along the way, figuring out like, well, this is a successful trading strategy. Maybe I could come up with something similar for my own, what I want outcome. But I think along the way you're teaching them. So I think it's a cool idea.
One of the key things I think everyone should understand is that, the background of a successful trader can be anyone. So one of the firms I'm partnered with is really big in crypto. They have over 200 traders, and the backgrounds are so diverse. Initially when I started, I had a guy sitting next to me that was a PhD in physics, and another guy, a PhD in some other field. Well, guess what? Those guys actually didn't end up being good traders. It ended up being, a guy that was a really good gamer became a really good trader. There was another guy who was actually a plumber who became the top trader in cryptos for the firm. So anyone can do it. It's just a matter of having that grit and that emotional intelligence, and not letting, you get a little lost and you get too scared. It's sort of managing those things as well as understanding the crypto ecosystem in general.
Yeah, and I think that goes to show that, yeah, like anyone can be a trader. They just have to learn about it, and I think they just have to obviously be passionate about it. But obviously having the tools, helping them along the way, I think is obviously really important as well. So just going back to, so we know the roadmap, we know what's going on. We could talk a little bit. We talked about the token utility, but you mentioned how does my community get involved with that? You said you have stuff coming. Maybe you want to talk about the details behind that, and yeah, maybe we could talk about the details behind that.
The best way to really get involved is actually just to go to our website, protocolai.io, and at the top corner there will be links to all the social media like Twitter, Telegram, Discord. Just join the channel and ask us questions. Like, we love to talk to everyone, and we love answering questions. Emma and I are obsessed with trading in cryptos. Like, that's what we talk about with everyone and think about all the time. And we just want to talk to people, At the moment, we've got an airdrop. If you join the Telegram, you'll find information on that. And also there's a competition running for people creating videos and stuff on Protocol AI. You could win a few tokens there too. Cool. But again, just visit the website, protocolai.io, and join all the social media on there to get more info.
Cool. Yeah, I checked out your airdrop, the giveaway, and I think I looked at the entries and I was like, what the heck? There's like 1.2 million entries or something like that. Seems like a lot of people. I was like, oh, so it's a lot of people that have entered that. I know there's like 2 days left. So we're familiar with Gleam.io on this channel. I used to do giveaways on Gleam.io. So hopefully my community can jump in on that. But yeah, that's a great perspective for my community to go join the Telegram, follow you along on Twitter. That's where you're going to have the latest updates on what's coming with this project. And it's great that you guys, you're kind of vision for this project is you just want to make people better. You want to take your knowledge and help others. I think that's what's going to fundamentally create a successful project versus not, is kind of like the mindset that you guys have. And it sounds like you guys have the experience and the mindset, and obviously a great idea. And, I just can't wait to learn more about this. So for you guys, again, I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check out the website, check out the airdrop. But I know you guys are busy, but is there anything last minute thing that you guys wanted to mention about Protocol AI or how my community can get involved? Feel free to add that now.
I just want to talk about, I think, what really sets us apart from other platforms that are trying to do the same thing. So one of our biggest features is the AI optimizer, and like I can't stress enough how easy it's going to be to build what in the background is a really complicated system. It's just going to be a drag and drop interface, and you're going to have something that's trading for you 24/7. Not only that, but you're going to have the ability to trade really, really fast. So like other platforms trying to do the same thing, users on those platforms might only be doing 1 or 2 trades a day. On our platform, it might be every minute. And basically the more trades the faster frequency that you can trade at, the more opportunity there is to make profit, because you take advantage of the small vibrations in prices. Another thing I want to mention is that we're getting co-located servers right next to Binance and OKX and FTX. So like there's a big emphasis on speed on our platform. So I'm in Australia, and if I wanted to send an order to Tokyo where Binance is, it might take 150 milliseconds. But on our platform, where we're going to have our server physically located right next to Binance, it's in the same building. So what that means is that you're shortening your transaction time from 150 milliseconds, let's say in my example, to about 5 milliseconds. And in trading, speed is key. Like prices don't just sit there. Everybody's trying to, when a good price happens, everybody's trying to chase it. So we're going to be at the front. We're going to be at the front of the queue.
Yeah, no, that's
so you combine all this infrastructure with your human intelligence, and now you're at the same playing field as a professional hedge fund, and that's the goal.
Yeah, and I think that's cool. Like I said, even for myself, like I'm always looking for tools or ways to get better at trading. There's always ways to optimize, and I definitely something that I want to check out for myself. And I think for you guys that are interested, I'll put that in the description too. I think your white paper does a really good job of explaining all these things, and you guys even included some screenshots of what this is going to look like the live trading performance and things like that, which I think is good. And it's great that you guys put obviously a lot of thought and effort into everything here. And I get at the core of it, you want to make people become better traders and easier, right? Like we can't all spend our days looking at different charts, etc. So anything that can make it better, and I think is good. So cool. So thank you guys for your time. I really appreciate it. Sorry, Adrian, I didn't know if you had anything last minute that you wanted to say before we signed off.
Just thanks for having us on your channel. It's been a pleasure.
No worries. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can check it out. I definitely want to check out the platform for myself. I'll put the socials in for you guys to join the community. And like I said, if you guys have any feedback, let them know. But thanks everyone for watching. Catch you guys next time.
All right.
Cheers.
See you later.